What up? Ben from Orozcos Kitchen here.
I bet you've been searching all over the internet the best way of cleaning your pit boss. Well, you clicked on the right video. I've owned this pit boss for years and I've cleaned it multiple times. I'm going to show you step by step the way I clean my pit boss in the best possible way. So give it a shot. I know you're going to love this process.
So make sure you stick around to the whole video. Don't miss any of this crucial information I'm about to share with you guys. Let's start off with the wrong ways of cleaning your grates. I'm going to share 3 different ways that are the wrong ways of cleaning your grates. After showing you the 3 wrong ways, I'm going to show you the best way to clean your grates. So number 1 is scraping with a spatula. So with this method, you turn your pit boss on high heat, hoping to go ahead and scrape it once it's all nice and hot and get it all between those grates. And you found that it's not really effective because the spatula can't really get all up in those little grate holes. It will also scratch the protective finish that the grates have, which we don't want because they can start to rust and they can get into your food. All right, this next one will surprise you. Let's get on to number 2. Using a wire brush. As you may have heard, this method is very dangerous. It's even landed some people in the emergency room. Yeah, it's bad. So the wire bristles over time, they start to get loose, end up getting inside of your food, and when ingested, they can be very harmful and it can be very hard for the doctors to diagnose exactly what's wrong with you. Don't believe me? Just Google it, bro. All right, going on to number 3, using an onion. Everyone's probably heard of this method, but honestly, this just doesn't get all the old food out. It does make the grill smell really good though. All right, now that I've shown you every single way that you shouldn't be cleaning your grates, let me show you on the best and proven method that does actually work to clean your grates. Let's get started. I'm sure most of you have heard of the famous Scrub Daddy from Shark Tank. Well, they came out with this new steam clean barbecue brush, and this is a Scrub Daddy. They partnered up with Mr. Barbecue, and this is the most proven and safest way to be cleaning your grates today. So let me show you guys exactly how to use this thing. All right, so how does it work? Very simple. You heat up your pit boss to 300 degrees. Do not exceed 350 or the brush head will deteriorate, and we don't want to do that. So get yourself a bucket or a bowl of water with ice, and now you're ready. Apply the head of the brush in the ice bath and let some of the water come off the brush. Then start scraping your grill grates. Repeat this process until your grill grates are fully clean. You can flip the grill grates and do the backside as well, ensuring you did a thorough job.
When doing a deep clean on your pit boss, I always like to clean the grates first and oil them and get this part out of the way so all that shavings and drippings and grease and all that can drip down into that shield for this next part. So move your grates to the side and get your spatula or scraper. I like to use a scraper like one from my Blackstone because it's very sharp and I can get all that grime off of the shield plate. So at this point, all you want to do is move all the material off to the side and try to dump it down below because you're going to scoop it up later. So just scrape with a lot of force, and at this point I had it heated up, but then I went ahead and shut it down because I don't want to work with it too hot, but I did want to get it hot enough to where all this stuff comes off a little bit easier. You know, some people have asked me, like, why do you clean it while it's hot? And that's the reason why, because it's a lot easier. So open up the shield plate where the firebox is, and I like to hit it back and forth and take off any of that, you know, kicked on rust or whatever shavings from food is stuck on there. And now let's go ahead and remove the plate. And it was still a little warm, so I just used a spatula to take it off. You can do it this way, or you can just wait a little bit longer and then remove it. So once you remove it, just place it to the side and let that cool down. You're really not going to do anything extra to these at this point because it's not needed. And now that we have the plates out of the way, I like to scrape off anything caked onto this firebox, because as you know, if there's any kind of dirt or debris inside of this firebox, your pit boss will not work properly. It can shut off. It can cause all kinds of problems. So you have to clean it. Obviously, you can see I've taken too long to clean this one. This one has been probably like 2 or 3 cooks. Too long. So yeah, I'm not perfect, and that's all right. So make sure you go ahead and move all your material to the right side of your pit boss, because at this point I'm going to just pull up a trash can and start scooping out loads of this stuff and just dump it in there. All right, And this is important because you want to get all this material out and out of the way, because this next part I'm going to be using compressed air. And I know some people are going to be like, why would you do that? But man, I worked at a body shop. Compressed air, we'd get dust out of everywhere. So I've used the vacuum method. You know, I vacuumed it out, and that method works fine. But I like this compressed air better. I feel like it got into more crevices. So I'm going to continue to use it. And just so you know, you might want to wear a mask because it gets very dusty, as you'll see. So go ahead and wipe up as much as you can. And get your rag. You can get a few rags, but I use the same rag. So here's the compressed air. Yeah, it's going to get really dusty, man. So but just hit it until you start seeing this cloudy air go basically clear. That's when you know you got all the dust out of there. And hit it with the firebox for a little while until you get all that inside of there. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty happy with the results with this compressed air. I definitely recommend you try it, man. You know, tell me what you think in the comments about the compressed air. Alright, so after you hit it with the air, it's going to release some more stuff, and just go ahead and pick it all up with the rag and give it its final wipe down. And look how clean it is, man. At this point you can oil it if you want, all the insides. I didn't do that. I just wanted to put it back together already, but you can at this moment. So let's go ahead and put the shield back in. It goes back in pretty easily. There's only like two little things that it hooks onto on the left side, and it has like a little opening for it, and you'll know it'll just lock into place. You see how it fell down? So now just lock it in, do a little test for snugness, and we are ready to go. So the next part, we're going to get that little hook for the firebox, and this little plate up top, if you don't know what it is by now, you should, and that's just for the open flame function for searing. You hook this on. There's a little metal plate. It opens up and you just lock it into place. Very simple. So let's put our grates back in now that we're all cleaned up. Put the left side first, put the right side next, and at this next part I'm going to go ahead and get some more oil and oil the grates once again. And I'm going to oil the rest of the grill inside as much as I can, because it did get pretty dusty. So I just want to get some oil all up in there and make it look presentable, and clean off any extra grease or shavings or dust that was left behind. Alright, man, look how beautiful this thing is looking. And at this point you can go ahead and condition the outside with oil as well, and you see how beautiful it looks, nice and shiny, brand new again, man.
If you're cleaning your pit boss right after you cook, remember to leave the lid open to allow the cool down process to properly do its thing. Once complete, you can unplug it and go ahead and put your pit boss cover on there, and then you're all set for your next cook. Alright guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure you guys subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. If you're a pit boss fan, then you'll definitely like this next video. Click up here.